Aaron, yeah. All right. So I want to talk about a story from State Road, right? So when I was on State Road, 2018, I was housed in the detention center, DC, and everything like that for a firearm, right? A firearm being concealed or carried by a person without a license or a permit in Pennsylvania is considered a misdemeanor. So I was charged with that firearm carried by somebody without a license or permit, a misdemeanor, and you know, if it's not in connection of another felony, right? So while I was charged with that, I was housed in the detention center after a certain amount of time, and again, the detention center we call it DC. So on State Road, we there with it, and and that's when I moved from CFCF and they transferred me to DC. My custody level dropped. So now, while I'm there, and this is a testimony. You know what I'm saying? I want to give, sort of, one of those moments of mental health. We want to, talk about mental health again, like suicide. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. It's an interesting thing. When you think about suicide, right? Like it's not just something where you want to like take too many pills or you want to physically harm yourself or something like that. It's not even just that aspect of it. It's also like kind of like what I was kind of doing. It's kind of like a different variation of almost trying to commit suicide, right? So at that moment, I'm going through a mental distress moment, where like my schizophrenia, what I'm saying, and paranoia, PTSD, and my anxiety and depression. It's all in one, combined. What I'm saying, in the heat of a summer, and like at the moment where I was like pursuing and looking into, like a music career, what I'm saying, like doing music and stuff like that, and I looked to Philly, when I looked into the Philadelphia music scene, reaching out to, like Meek Mill's, Arab, what I'm saying, a couple other people, like, me and Ad, we had to sit down, we was talking about it, what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So, but he ain't gotten that, right? So I kept mentioning that, I said that a few times, but, this is all kind of going into, that kind of played a role into, my mental, how I felt in 2018 when I was arrested. So I was arrested, and I kind of like was looking at that, like, damn, it kind of took an effect on me that, he had got arrested because, we was talking about doing music. So now he's arrested, I'm arrested. I'm like, damn, what the hell? And, it just all combined on top of everything else in my personal life. And now it's like, I wasn't getting medicine at the start of that stint. It was 10, 11 months. But yeah, it was critical because, my mental health state, it kind of put me in a position where, my paranoia was just like outraging, you know what I mean? So where I keep finding myself in physical altercations with a couple different guys, a couple different people, and everything like that. And it was just bad, you know what I mean? It was real bad, you know what I'm saying? It was real bad. It was it's a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? Like having those mental health disabilities, having those mental health, incapacities and stuff like that, and being, in a distressed moment like that, you know what I'm saying? It only made it worse, it only intensified it. So, I didn't know how to really deal with it, you know what I'm saying, in a positive way. I chose to, like take it out in behavioral ways, you know what I'm saying, which is very dangerous, especially, what I'm saying, like on State Road, you know what I'm saying, like it's very dangerous, you know what I mean? It's one of those places where, it's not just about, using your hands, you know what I'm saying, like, and about beating somebody up physically sometimes, you feel me? So it was like for me to kind of like, had kept skissing, you feel me? Kept skissing, where like whether the person was right or wrong, you know what I'm saying? It was like it just kept happening. And that's why I said like for me, like outraging and behavior was kind of like almost almost on the lines of suicide. You feel me? Like or like a suicidal action, like to continually, you know what I'm saying, like be physically aggressive, be the aggressor all the time. It's like suicidal. You know what I'm saying? It's like you physically, always trying to be the aggressor all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's like eventually you're gonna shoot yourself in the head. So I think that's kind of like something that I learned, you know, in 2018 when I was arrested. Uh, I learned that, you know, my mental health, you know what I'm saying, uh, situation that I've been dealing with since a little boy, you know what I'm saying, it developed, you know what I'm saying, and it continued to develop. And, you know, again, then it was, you know, something that I took serious. You know, I had therapy, you know, I took medicine and stuff like that, whatever. But uh, we went through a lot of avenues and stuff like that to, you know, have had the development, you know, easier for me to deal with. You know what I'm saying? But as growing up, as getting older, you know, it just kind of like compounded. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, more and more and more. You know, and if you ain't, and if like I'll say like for other people, you know, like if you ain't really like putting that work and dedication into it, feel me, like it's something that really would take a serious effect. You know what I'm saying? Like, will and show you some serious results, you know, in your future and stuff like that. But 2018, that's what it was. I was like, I kind of really noticed that my behavior, you know what I'm saying, as far as being aggressive and, you know, objective with it, like being aggressive objectively, like, you know, physically, you know, posing danger to others all the time, you know, was like it was becoming to look suicidal. So I think that's kind of like that was kind of like my struggle, you know what I'm saying, like my story with like suicide, so to speak, like not intentionally, you feel me, like unintentionally. That's kind of what I was doing because, you know, again, if you going so if you're going to find five people and continually bully them, not saying that's what I was doing, but you're gonna find five people and continually bully them, you know what I'm saying? Eventually, you know, one of them might get scared enough where, you know, they might try to kill your ass. So at that rate, then all you did was commit suicide. So that's where I kind of like realized, like, damn, whether the person or the people that, you know, I'm having these altercations with, whether they're right or wrong, you know, whether they did something or not, or whether they said something or not, you know, and again, this is a situation, environment amongst men. You know what I'm saying? So at that rate, you know what I'm saying, it ain't even about who's right or who's wrong. It's just like, all right, we men, but, you know, it was just one of those scenarios, like, I just kind of had to catch myself, like, oh, like, I just keep finding myself in these scenarios, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And it was so crazy because the one story that I want to talk about is, it was this one guy, he kind of like, we kind of was watching TV. It was like a bunch of people like near the TV, and he kind of like looked at me, licked his lips, and groped his penis. So I'm looking at him like, I took it as a sign of disrespect. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to take it. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. I'm paranoid. I don't know what that means. You feel me? Like I got PTSD. I don't know what that means. Like you licking your lips and grabbing your penis at the same time. Like what you trying to tell me? You feel me? Like So I immediately punched him in his nose. You know what I'm saying? But it was like when we start scuffling and getting into that physical altercation, you feel me? I kind of like had ducked one of his punches, and then he kind of like put me in a little headlock zone. But it was so crazy because the after so many fights, you feel me? After so many scenarios, it was like I would black out. Like that's how dangerous it got. You feel me? Like I just start blacking out after like so many. Not that I was like getting destroyed in a fight or nothing. It's just like the pressure. You know what I'm saying? The pressure was like getting to my head. Like it was like hitting me hard. Like it was the pressure of continually going through the same thing with my mental distress. It was just like I pass out in the middle of the fight and wake up in a hole. You feel me? Like damn, what the hell? Whole time everybody like, nah, he ain't knock you out. Like you fell and passed out. They took you to the hole. Like a story like that, right? Like that's just how that's when I realized like, damn, like this is like an unintentional way of like committing suicide almost. Like what the hell? You feel me? I gotta control this joint. Like, I gotta control, you know, my anxiety. I gotta control my PTSD, my paranoia. You feel me? I gotta control these things. You feel me? So that way I'm not taking it out on the wrong people and just forcing somebody else's hand. You feel me? Even if it's not the wrong people, just forcing somebody's hand where it don't go in my benefit, or I'm the one that's, you know, dealing with some worse after effects, right? So that story right there was crazy. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of a scuffle, passed out because just like so many back to back altercations, you know, based off of the fact I'm going through a mental health moment where it's like everybody around me just got indicted, everybody around me just got arrested, and I get arrested and lose everything again. You feel me? On top of the fact that I already deal with a mental health issue since like the age of 6. So it was just like all that. I'm just getting into altercations like every other day, every other week. It just got to a certain extent where I start passing out in the middle of fights. Feel me? Like, and again, I wouldn't advise that for nobody because, you know, I was blessed, you know what I'm saying, and I'm, you know, I'm careful at the end of the day. But, you know, somebody else could have got stabbed up, you know what I'm saying? Somebody else could have got sent out. Somebody else could have banged out, you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have woke up. Stuff like that, you feel me? So I was fortunate to not have that kind of scenario, you know what I'm saying? But that was one little story right there. And then I had another situation where, you know, again, I'm like trying to figure out like what's going on. But in the process, it was like my phone was like messing up or something. Like something was going on with my phone. I couldn't get no money sent in and I couldn't get my phone calls to go out. So I'm walking around the tear and I'm like, yo, what the? I'm mad. Like I'm already super mad. You feel me? Like, so while I'm super mad, like I'm looking around, everybody was using the phone, like, and everything cool. You feel me? But it was like this one guy. You feel me? He kind of like looking at me. You feel me? While he on the phone, and he kind of like laughing at me, smiling and all that while he on the phone. So I'm like, I walk up like what's up? You think my situation funny or something? And you know, he kind of was like, he kind of said something fly. When I asked him that question, like I hear you, cause you know, like the proximity of the phone to where I was sitting at, we was like close, and I was like looking in his direction, but he was talking to his friend or his girlfriend, and she was kind of like, I guess he was describing my situation to her over the phone, so I kind of overheard it, and he was laughing, looking at me, and I'm like, oh, so I walked up, mind you, again, like. I'm paranoid. I don't know what this means. Like, what are you trying to say? Like, I don't know what you trying to really get across. So, like, not only am I paranoid, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I got PTSD. What you trying to tell me? Like, what you like? What's your whole thing? So when I walk up and I ask him the question, like, yo, what's going on? Like, what? Like, you think my situation funny or something? And then he kind of like said something fly. I punched him in his face. You feel me? So when I did that, he kind of stayed on the phone for another 5 minutes with his girl, and then he got off the phone. We got in the Twix and all that, and everything like that. But then he signed up the unit and went in the PC. You You know what I mean? So when he signed up the unit, went to PC, a couple guys was like talking to me, whatever. But I'm looking at them like, so what's going on? Like, what? I couldn't understand I couldn't understand nothing that was going on based off of the fact that I'm going through a mental scenario. Like you won't even believe it. So after that, when the guy signed off and going PC, there's just a few other guys that was sitting around like the next day, and they was all in the same unit. But it was kind of like this one guy staring me down, and I'm like, I'm trying to figure out like you know how they say like it's impolite to stare, and I was just trying to figure out like why like mind you, like again, I'm paranoid, and you know what I'm saying, like I got PTSD, you know what I'm saying, I'm fighting this case, so on and so forth. So I'm looking at him like, why, like this guy just signed off, went on PC, but what's so like, and why is this guy smiling and laughing all the time, but he ain't speaking to me or nothing? So I was just like, it was just that at that moment when I was going through that mentally, I'm like, yo, why you keep staring at me? You know what I'm saying? Like what's up? And he was like, oh no, and I was like, all right, yeah. I mean, I was just trying to figure out like what that's about. You feel me? But it was kind of like, man, him kind of kept it moving. But one of the guys he was with had said something like, yo, like that's my guy. Don't talk to him like that or something like that. And I was like, all right, man, like fuck both of y'all. Like, what you feel me? Like, I don't care. Like, and then we got in the mixture. You feel me? So they kind of like jumped me or whatever. But it was cool. It was like, all right. And then they called the sergeants and all that. So then they moved me to another unit. But it was just so crazy because like all of this is just because I'm going through a crazy mental, you know, scenario, right? I'm going through a real mental moment that I can't even figure out. It's like a Rubik's Cube or a maze. You know what I'm saying? So that's why like you gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're young. You're young. You gotta find a way to detach yourself from the things that you're experiencing, from the things that you experience. You feel me? You gotta find a way to detach from it. You feel me? So, you know, you can control it. You can control the mental aspect of it. You feel me? Like, I'm going through all of this based off of what I'm experiencing and, you know, what I experience and some of the things, you know, some peers are going through, etc. And it's causing me to like, you know, spiral, you feel me, out of control. And it's affecting other people around me that's not even really looking for that, you feel me? And again, that was kind of like, you know, continually doing that. Look, I'm passing out. You feel me? Like, stuff like that. But after the fight with them, they moved me to another unit. Now, we go in the yard, like a week or two later, we go in the yard and, you know, me and the guy, we get in another scuffle. Right? But this time, his friend ain't there. But we just get into it. Mind you, he like 36 years old. I'm like 23. I'm like 24. So we get in a scuffle. You know what I'm saying? Me and him, we going at it. It just so happened, like, he got the best of it. You feel me? But it was like a real moment, though. You feel me? Like, in the yard, like, helicopters flying over the yard and everything. Like, it's probably like 50 people out there watching this joint. You feel me? And it was just like, we just going back and forth. But it was like, he's getting the best of me, but we was standing 10 toes on it, though. And it was just crazy because it was like, we went like 2-3 rounds. Like, the first round, like, we going back and forth. And my shit was lumped up. The second round, you feel me? We talking shit to each other and everything. You know what I'm saying? I kind of was getting off on him on the second round. The third round, we both like winded now. Like, we huffing and puffing. Like we really out there joint like a 95-degree weather day. You feel me? So it was crazy because like after the second round, everybody was like, oh, that joint was kind of close. Y'all got to go for a third one. And we go for a third round. But now we out of breath. We falling all over each other. You know what I'm saying? All kind of shit. So, you know, then then it was over with. But, you know, it was like a real man-to-man moment, you feel me? Like, and that's why it was like fortunate for me because I was able to learn something about myself, you feel me? And then like after that, you know what I'm saying, me and him, we sat down, we talked, and he was like, damn, like, I was looking at you and smiling at you because I admired you, you feel me? Like, I admired you, how'd you handle yourself, you feel me? And then this boy went in PC and all that, you feel me? Like, he must have, You know what I'm saying? Like something wasn't right about him anyway. But I admired you for that. And you took it out on me. So that's why it's like the mental game that you gotta be able to kind of like, really, really decipher through is critical. You feel me? It's crucial because like I keep damn near almost assaulting this guy and his friend jump in it, you feel me? And I stood tall. I know how to stand. I know how to stand the ground. So I just got moved from the unit because it caused some attention. I just got moved from the unit. But then we all out in the yard and I approach again and we get into it. But it's 3 rounds this time. You know what I mean? So, but all I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying, in that course of action though, you feel me? Anybody could have banged me out or hit me with a knife or something, you feel me? Or put me to sleep and fuck around, rape me or something like. But all of that is just like the kind of shit that can happen, you feel me? If you not aware of the mental, you feel me? So that's why it's like, if you got mental disabilities and you're a young guy, you know what I'm saying, just understand, you feel me? Like, it's cool to kind of really try to figure that out, you feel me? Like, you don't gotta, tell everybody business or, cooperate, you know what I'm saying? Or, call the police, you know what I'm saying? Just to figure out, why you paranoid or why you have PTSD, you know what I'm saying? Or why you depressed, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. You don't have to, compromise who you are, you know what I'm saying? To figure out who you are, you know what I mean? It's just that you gotta chase it, man. You gotta figure that out. You gotta do some homework, do some research. You gotta do some thinking. You know what I'm saying? But because otherwise, then look at the scenario I put myself in. You know what I'm saying? Like whether these guys are right or wrong, whether these guys, did something or said something wrong or not. To kind of like go through a mental health moment like that. Based on my own PTSD and anxiety and stress and all that. Then look, altercation after altercation after altercation. Now the third time we went through it, you know what I'm saying? Like, but after that, we go back to the unit. I'm talking about like my back aching, you feel me? Like my shit lumped up, everything. Like I'm totally honest. Like it was just that, you know what I'm saying? Like it was the middle of the summer, like 95-degree weather. So we getting ice buckets every couple shifts, you feel me, on the unit. You feel me? So I'm icing my shit, you feel me? Like I'm a real boxer or something. Like I'm icing my shit, icing my back, you feel me? Like shit hurting, you feel me? But after that, you feel me? It was just like, again, me and him had a conversation. He was just trying to tell me like you young, you like 10 years younger than me, you feel me? Like, but I just admired you, you feel me? And you just acted out like this and we going through this, you feel me? Like, so that's where I was like, damn, like my mental really a little off right now. Furthermore, continuing, you feel me, into another story, you feel me? I still continue. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, that's how terrible it got. That's why I said it's like an unintentional suicidal kind of energy that, I was carrying. You know what I'm saying? Like being overly aggressive and being an aggressor overly, type of energy, you feel me? Like, yeah, it's a recipe for disaster. So, after me and him had to sit down, we was talking. He like, no, like you, I was admiring you, and I fuck with you, but damn, like you done cursed me out. My guy done got all in the middle, and we done tussled and twisted. Now you done came out in the yard, and we then went through 3 rounds, and like so it was like we had a man. And then after I left that unit, you feel me? I encountered a couple other guys, you feel me? But it's like when I encountered the other guys, it was just like another weird one, you feel me? Another weird moment. But in that weird moment, again, I'm always gonna say like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, what it was. I don't know what exactly happened. It was just like, based on like my mental health issues, you feel me? Like the shit just spiraled out of control. It spiraled out of control to a point where I'm fighting this guy. I don't know him from can of paint. We getting into it. Boom. Like trading punches, trading blows. And then after that, like a couple other guys, you feel me? They kind of like got in the middle. Like, all right, chill, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like just fall back. So then we kind of fell back. But after a few days go past, you feel me? That's why like Philadelphia city brotherly love. You feel me? Like after a few days go past, you feel me? Like a couple guys approach, like, damn, like, all right, cool, like, let's shake hands on this joint or whatever. But, you feel me? Me letting my guard down, I'm like, all right, cool, say no more. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we shook hands and whatever, but, you know, in the process of me shaking this guy's hand, it's like two other guys right here, and I shake this guy's hand, one of the guys blindsided me, boom, you feel me? Put me right to sleep. I ain't gonna lie. So it was like, man, I'm asleep, but it was like just for a few seconds, you feel me? Like, but I woke up on the ground. Like, I woke up, I really fell and everything. I woke up and I'm like, damn, what the fuck? I'm like, you know, like the inside of my jaw was split a little bit, like over here and shit, like on the inside though. And I was like, oh shit, what the fuck, nigga? So I was like, all right, cool, say no more. You know, that's when I kind of realized, like, all right, you feel me? Like, I already done, you know, went to the hole a couple times. This guy, you know, just the pressure of, like, the actual altercation in the head, like, I done passed out in the middle of a fight. You know what I'm saying? Woke up in a hole. You know what I'm saying? I did, like, 20 days in a hole over there. You know what I'm saying? And it's, like, 90 degrees, 95 degrees in that joint. Like, no AC, no TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might get an hour. You know what I'm saying? To come out, shower. You know what I'm saying? No sitting in the day room. You might get a phone call and shit like that, but no commissary, no nothing. So it's like, damn, passed out 20 days in a hole. Come out, going at it again. You feel me? Now, me and this guy, we going through it, boom. They come to shake, they come, you know what I'm saying, talk it out. And blind, you know, it was like all that was just like the lesson I learned. Like, damn. Like, somehow I gotta kind of like really master and control this mental thing that I'm dealing with. You feel me? Like, that I'm diagnosed with. Why? You feel me? Because like this shit, it's only gonna get worse. You feel me? Like, it's only gonna get worse, and it's not nobody else's fault. It wasn't really their fault at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna put the fault on them. It's just that I'm dealing with something, an existing thing that I'm dealing with. You feel me? So, in the process of that, coexisting in an environment like that, amongst many different, you know, males, you know what I'm saying, and men, you feel me? And it's 90 to 100 degrees on a June or July day, you know what I'm saying? And everybody aggressive testosterone, and, you know, like, everybody got different stories, and everybody dealing with something different, you feel me? And shit like that. And again, you know what I'm saying, like, and all that, but I think that was like when I really realized, like, damn, like, my mental health, you feel me, this shit starting to feel like a little suicidal, because it's like, you feel me, like, ain't nobody really trying, you feel me, like, go to the furthest extent, you feel me, because they already know how I'm, like, really moving about it, you feel me, but at the same time, it's like, you know what I'm saying, like, you can only really, like, challenge a motherfucking hand, you know what I'm saying, so much before it really, like, just gotta get to a certain point, you feel me, whether this person ain't trying to go that far or not. So I was like, damn, you feel me, like, I keep going through the same thing, but, like, with like 20 different people from every side of the city, though. You feel me? It's only a matter of time before it's like, all right, you feel me? These guys from over here or from over there or this side of the city or that neighborhood of the city, they seen how it happened with the other guys from over here, over there, over there. And then now it's like, all right, you feel me? Like, eventually, you feel me? Whether somebody ain't really trying to go that far or not, you feel me? It would basically be a position where it's like, you ain't giving nobody, you know what I'm saying, another option, another choice, but to take it to the furthest extent, whatever that might be. But, you know, that's kind of how I start thinking, like, damn, all right, because it's like, you know, when main man gave me the shot and it was a blindsided Joan, and I kind of fell out and passed out, I was like, damn. I woke up like, all right, cool. You feel me? That was when I really, like, peeped, like, all right, this only gonna go one way next. So let me just get a grip on this joint now. You feel me? So that was when I really realized, like, all right, you feel me? Somebody gonna die next. You feel me? So at that rate, you feel me? It was just like, you know, being able to control your mental health. You feel me? And shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that might ever find themselves in that position where it's like, you know what I'm saying, unintentional suicidal, you know what I'm saying, things, you feel me, or activities, you feel me, it's like, the shit you gotta watch, you feel me? You gotta watch shit like that, you feel me? Like something that you could be doing that's like really like a suicidal action and you don't even understand, you don't even know it. So that's why like it wasn't for me to blame myself or you know what I'm saying? Or for me to blame somebody else that might be, doing that, but it's just like that's just something to pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? Like you doing some shit, you doing some shit over and over and over and over again and don't even understand how serious it can really become. You know what I'm saying? Where it really will affect you eventually. So that's where I learned that lesson at, man. Like on State Road and shit. Like it was brotherly love, you know what I'm saying? Cause like for the most part, like everybody was trying to tell me like what's wrong? Like what's going on? Like what's up, bro? Like you alright? Like what the hell? What's really going on with you? But it was just like it was something I couldn't really figure out myself. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like this shit dangerous, you feel me? Like I couldn't even figure it out myself, but everybody kept trying to figure it out for me. Like ask me the question, like what the fuck? Like what happened? Like what's going on? Like you keep going back into the hole and you keep fighting months with different niggas from around the city. Like what's going on? Excuse my language, you know what I'm saying? But it's like what's going on, right? So and then when I finally settled down, I was able to look at it like that, like damn, you feel me? Like that, like that's crazy, you feel me? Like that's crazy. It's like a dog. It's like a dog, right? If you got a dog, you know what I'm saying, you keep kicking the fucking dog in the stomach or you keep hitting the dog with a belt, you know what I'm saying? It's like eventually either the dog gonna die, you know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying, the dog gonna try to bite your neck off. So it's kind of like one of those concepts that I started to understand because it was like, damn. And again, it's not my fault, you feel me, necessarily. It's just that I have a condition. So how do I control the condition? You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that we gotta start looking at. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that I want the younger guys, you feel me, to look at. You feel me? Like if you can figure out, you know what I'm saying, your condition, you feel me, how to be flexible with your condition, you feel me? You can avoid some stuff, man. Like, I'm talking about like you can avoid an unnecessary altercation where somebody might stab you up. You know what I'm saying? Where now you in the infirmary unit. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't strong, you probably gonna tell. You know what I'm saying? But now you in the infirmary unit. Because you can't control your condition, which led to altercation, now somebody stabbed your ass up. Or you couldn't control your condition, now you in an altercation, and now somebody put you to sleep and broke your jaw. My jaw ain't get broke. But yeah, somebody could put you to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. If they hit you in the right spot. I'm saying at the right moment. You feel me? Like it is what it is. If you gonna box, you feel me, you might get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Or if you gonna just be, you know what I'm saying, fighting or whatever, this shit can happen to anybody. But it's like, if you can't control your condition, understand what the condition is, you feel me? Like, and it might, rub off and it might go in the wrong direction while you in an environment full of other people that might be dealing with the same thing. It's just like a volatile situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you're thinking about being a young guy and you 10 years old, you feel me? That's the kind of stuff that you want to be thinking about now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can I control this condition now? You feel me? Like, don't wait until you 17, 18, 19, 20 and you incarcerated trying to figure it out. Like, it could be too late. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's the message for the day for the youth. You know what I'm saying? As far as, like, controlling your mental health condition. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you come from, any type of trauma, you feel me? And stuff like that. You feel me? You coming from any kind of trauma, any kind of, PTSD, schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, and whatnot. Like, control the condition. You know what I'm saying? So it don't lead to, other, unnecessary trauma. Where this condition led to altercation where the altercation was dead. And then in the midst of a meeting, we talking, boom, boom, somebody hit me from the blind side. Bang, now I fall out and passed out. You know what I'm saying? and wake up like, damn, all right, cool, that was goofy. Still can't control the condition, and now it's ongoing. This guy grabbing his penis, licking his lips. I punched him in. Now he get punched in the jaw. This guy playing with my soap in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Trying to hold my soap from me. I got your soap. Like, you feel me? Where it's a scenario where it's like you could have walked away. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You could have like tried to talk him off the ledge. You feel me? Something like that. You know what I mean? But based on your mental condition, you know what I mean? That's something that you went about in your own way. You know what I'm saying? Based off of, how you felt and your condition, you feel me? And stuff like that. So now look, punch him in his jaw. Now you go to the hole again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like over and over and over and over and over, but it's all about controlling the mental health condition. So for youth, that's the task that you gotta really think about. That's the task, man. That's the task for youth. I'm talking to the guys. It's like 7 years old and 15 years, between 7 and 15. You feel me? Like I want to start directing a lot of, my conversation to the age groups of 7 years old to 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? Anything above 15 years old is fine too. You know what I'm saying? But I just think like in between 7 and 15 years old, like those are guys that really, I feel like can really benefit from, some of the stuff that I might say, because like, at 7, 15 years old, that's the moments where when you confused about it. You feel me? That's the moments when you confused about it. You know what I'm saying? And you sometimes you 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, you feel me? Like it ain't no telling if it's gonna be enough time for you to figure it out. Like you might run out of time. Like you might already be sentenced to a 7-year prison sentence, and now you might figure it out in 7 years of a prison sentence. Or you might get shot 10 times and now you can figure it out. God forbid you get killed, right? You know what I'm saying? So, and so on and so forth. And not just violence, you feel me? But it's like, you might lose your wife. You know what I'm saying? You might lose your kids. You know what I mean? You might lose your family. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might lose friends that don't want to deal with you, etc., etc. You know what I'm saying? You might lose your mentor. All because of a mental health condition that you can't control, that you don't know how to, analyze and control. So it's like something I learned, you feel me? And everything like that. So again, for the children that's in between 7 and 15, and not just for guys, for men, you feel me? But, even for like women and females and young girls, you know what I'm saying? Like 7 and 15 years old, this is something that's serious, like understanding your condition and being able to kind of like progressively control it. That's it. And we have some more stories that we'll, break down into. And I always want to add, the focus point to the story. You know what I'm saying? But we have a few other stories that, we might be able to share and whatever. But, yeah, you're on. Indeed.